just the opening package.
Oh, okay.
This is the sound package. It says
Okay,
everything.
no. It says up next. Got it. Yeah.
Well, good evening, everybody.
What up? Good evening, everyone.
Wednesday night. I'm assuming that you all can hear us because the music sounds very loud to me.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, what? Right. So it's Wednesday night. We are live for It's Happening Out.
Woohoo!
Big week. This is Pride Week.
You guys,
It
I'm a
is.
virgin.
John, it's been a long since you've said that.
Yeah.
So what you just
Maybe
said.
we should just have a shot for God.
Right. Let's have a shot for John saying
Yeah.
the virgin.
Yes.
All right. Well, good evening, South Florida and America, and welcome to It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay television talk show. It's 9 p.m. Wednesday, November 17th, and I'm your anchor, Al Ferguson. Let's start the show like we have for 3 years. Let's start by meeting tonight's host. First off, let's welcome Faye. What? She is a radio and television personality and has a popular blog and YouTube channel aiming to unite the L and the G together. Welcome, Faye.
Welcome. You know, I always I'm late to the party. I'm excited today that Britney's free. I know it's been days, but today it just set in and that bitch is free. Free Britney.
It
She's
just
free.
Watched over you. Okay. You're a little behind the times.
Happens.
All right. Next, let's welcome John Hayden. John is general assignment reporter for SFGN, South Florida Gay News, covering events and political developments directly affecting South Florida's LGBTQ plus community. And you're the cover this week, coming out today. Congratulations. Welcome, John.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a good story. We're going to get to it a little bit later in the show, but I just want to say it is Pride Week. I hope we're all getting ready. We're going to finish watching this, then start putting on our makeup, our sunscreen, whatever we need.
Yeah, I hear a rumor that you're going to be at Pride this weekend in your Speedo
And skates.
and skates.
No, that's me.
Believe the rumors.
Yeah, okay.
Believe the rumors.
The rumors are real. All right, next, let's welcome Jonathan Casanis. He is a board member of Forward Miami and is also co-host of the Miami Community News Forward Miami show. I'm sure I'm going to get an invitation back soon.
I doubt that. But
But I'm gonna try to
Wow.
Wow, that
I doubt that.
oh my God.
There's a lot to unpack there, and that's gonna be our lead
Okay.
story. And
We're gonna need more shots.
This show is like Squid Games.
Yeah.
We're only 3 minutes in.
So. Squid Games, right. Well, good evening, Jonathan.
Welcome me. Thanks for having me. I'm a virgin. It's my first time on the show.
And you're not off to a good start.
Not a good start, but that's okay. We gotta start
Losing your
somewhere.
virginity is tricky, you guys.
It's
Not what they say it's like.
I was going to shout out, hello, Damien. All right. Let's welcome Tarek Turgeman. He is the host of Tonight with Tarek for the Villain Theater and is a member of the House of Yas. Tarek.
Good evening.
He completely forgot where he was.
For a minute, I was like, House of Yas? Where am I? Yeah.
Stage experience.
Yeah, no. Every time I hear Yas, I kind of like my robot
There you
turns
go.
off.
All right.
But
Well, all right.
I'm
Well,
glad
there
to
was
be
your
here.
shining moment, and it went down.
Oh,
in a crash
great.
of plane.
Story of my life.
All right, so good evening, South Florida, and we are the first and most popular live LGBTQ talk show in the world. We have so much to talk about. Wait till you hear what we're going to talk about next on It's Happening Out.
This week on It's Happening Out. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Well, as you know, you are watching a live and unedited LGBTQ talk show. So anything can happen and you'll get to see it. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and click the bell for updates. And if you're on Facebook, like and share the video. Let's begin the show with our unique meme of the week. Sometimes it hasn't been so unique. We'll see this week. I haven't seen it. It's called what? Oh, this is about John. Did you snort?
I
He
snore.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in a good way in the bathroom.
Yeah, not
like,
in a good way. All right. Well, it's called What It Looks Like on Grindr versus What It Looks Like.
I hadn't seen this
Oh my
one.
God.
All right, a quick disclosure. This is an ornament that appeared and started being circulating around, and Mama Rue just
Was
had a little
mad.
tantrum over it until she realized, wait, this is supposed to be funny.
Oh my God. Like, I
But,
want.
has that ever happened to you boys? I mean, with Grindr and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
people say-
where people
Yeah.
put a picture of 20 years ago when they were hot
Look,
and had abs, and then they show
yeah.
up and it's like,
Highly curated pictures,
Have you seen the
angles.
anchor page at Queer News Tonight? Just saying.
Yeah, this happened to me. I'm basically like people just say I never look like my picture in the profile.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's mostly because your profile picture was when you were 17 years old.
and it was
from
airbrushed
his
for the
prom.
gods.
All right, well, that's our meme of the week. As you know, It's Happening Out is part of the direct partnership between the Happening Out television network and Hotspots magazine. Hotspots is celebrating 36 years of the LGBTQ experience, and together we bring you the best of LGBT news, entertainment, and support of our LGBTQ community. And a quick plug for Hotspots. If you haven't seen this week's magazine, be sure and pick it up. There's like 6 or 8 pages in it of covers over the last 36 years. And it's just amazing the history that you see in the covers of Hotspots magazine. It's our life that you get to see. All right, who needs a drink?
Me.
Desperately.
you guys look thirsty.
It's my favorite part.
Thirsty all day, girl. You have no
Just
idea.
at the show. We're going to focus lots of attention on Jonathan tonight in the show. This is our yes or no game called I'd Swallow That. We invite you at home to play right along with us as I ask these hosts 4 questions. If they agree with the question, I'm holding it up here, and if they agree with the question, they take the shot. If they disagree, well, they don't take the shot, and it's going to be a long night for all of us.
That smells like lighter fluid.
And it is
Ooh.
it is toxic.
That's how I like
Spoiler
my
alert,
things.
I'm going to agree with all 4 questions.
That's how I know they're just right.
We're all ready? Everybody understands the rules?
Ready.
All right, let's play I'd
Let's
Swallow
do it.
That. Country music. Don't go to sleep.
I'll just take the shot now.
I love
music
Just so I can get through this set.
hasn't been known for being LGBTQ plus accepting, even though
It's
there are
quite
now
big.
several out of the closet singers. And we'll show you an example that happened just this week. Watch this.
Who's that?
Won Best Vocal Duo, TJ Osborne celebrating with a kiss for his boyfriend. Osborne, who announced he is gay earlier this year, thanked the country music community for their support.
It's been a crazy roller coaster of a year for us in so many ways, especially for me emotionally. And to have you all support me, it really does feel like a
So question number 1. I'd swallow that. When CMA winner TJ Osborne kisses his boyfriend on live television, I finally liked country music.
Yeah, I love
Cheers,
it.
right?
Cheers. Cheers for you.
for it. The only reason I'm not drinking is because I am a country music fan. I've loved country music for a while. I used to drink a lot. So what is country music about? Women, trucks, and drinking. So I loved country music for a nice period of time.
Okay, now that you put it,
Really-
now that you put it that way,
It is,
you
right?
had no choice in the matter.
More lesbian shit. But country music and all that organization is not welcoming
No.
is not welcoming to the black community. It's not welcoming to the LGBTQ community. I
The
mean, it's a
trans
very,
community.
very tough. Darius Rucker, you guys know who he is, right? He was on Hootie and the Blowfish, right?
Yes.
He's also country music, and he came out with country music, and it was pushback galore. And that fool is successful now, but it was a lot of work on his part. So another country music person came out a couple years ago. I can't even remember the person's name. That's how low on the on the list of country music stars she was. I don't remember her name. So this guy winning this award is huge, and then kissing the guy in front of all these people, kissing his boyfriend in front of everyone on national TV.
There was a
Fantastic.
conversation, by the way, this week of the significance of this kiss. We're showing that picture right now. Miley Cyrus has really institutionalized the embracement of LGBT in country music, and she went a long way. This is completely different, and Miley Cyrus talked about this moment this week of going, it's completely different when a woman or a lesbian woman embraces LGBTQ in the community and country music, and a male doing it, because homophobia is greater in country music against men than it is in women, which is a representation of, well, at least you're not as anti-female as you are in terms of LGBT. I thought that was an interesting point.
And let's not leave Lil Nas X out of the conversation. He and Miley's dad last year won a lot of country music. Was it just last year or 2 years ago? Won a lot of awards as well. And am I a bad person because I thought it would have been hotter if he would have just kissed his brother?
That would have been really gay.
Where are you from?
Well, see, those are things that I can
Indiana,
hear.
Faye.
Oh, now I understand where it came from.
John Casanis just said, I keep it here, but I hold it here. Child. All right. China
In the Pornhub version of this kid, it is his brother.
we are definitely moving on.
Yeah.
China has recently been pushing back against LGBTQ plus rights. It's caught us a little by surprise. That brings World Pride 2025 back into its activist roots. Question number 2. I'd swallow that. I am excited to go to World Pride because it's going to be in Taiwan in 2025.
I am. I have been to Taiwan. I've been to I grew up going to Taipei and Taiwan because my dad did business there and he would take me. So I've been there as a child. And I have to say that I would go there and then I go to China and it was like, you know, light and day in terms of human rights and acceptability and, you know, women's rights and all that. And Taiwan is the only country or state in Asia that has gay marriage now and gay protections. So yes, support Asians because Taiwan is showing Asians how it's done. You know?
All right. Most of my sex toys were made in Taiwan, so I think for that reason I should probably go visit and say thank you. So
at least show support.
right? Like what? Al,
Take a shot for all those dildos.
We're talking about activism in Asia, and Faye connects it to her sex toy.
That is important.
Taiwan, it is.
And let's not forget, a couple weeks ago we did the story about the gay dating show in Hong Kong.
Yes. In Hong Kong.
So it's getting more visible in Asia and specifically China. So I think that's a good thing.
Sure.
Also, finally in Korea, there's a lot of representation on like soap operas and stuff. I've heard, and that's a very big one for conservative Korea. Anyway, sorry for interrupting.
I think it's also interesting. I don't know what the plans are among the gay gods are. I don't know who those gods are in decision making. But we have the gay games in Hong Kong. And now we have World Pride in Taiwan. It's like, if we do have a gay agenda, apparently our agenda is moving to Asia.
Yeah.
Well, obviously. I'm not excited to go. I'm excited for them, but I'm not excited to go. I don't know. I think I'm just a little scared still, and I don't know enough about the country, but definitely let's push it to Asia.
John, have you ever dated an Asian heritage?
Why would you? You know, I'm very specific about
That's why I asked the question, because I'm poking at you.
John has no idea. John just asked me if Thai food came from Taiwan. Okay, so he has no idea. Just leave John alone. Wait, let's see.
Whatever. I lost my virginity to an Asian woman. Yes.
That was really way more information.
Did she peg
than
you?
we needed.
Can't remember.
Her name was Peg, so.
The Simpsons, you know that show? Is known for its diverse characters, including the simpering sidekick to the villainous Mr. Burns. Some news this week has us saying, excellent. All right, question number 3. I'd swallow that. The Simpsons' Waylon Smithers finally gets a boyfriend. And
gay icon.
And he is going to be such a top.
I don't really care for The Simpsons. Isn't Smithers like the evil guy?
No, that's Mr. Burns. He's the lackey for the evil guy.
All right, then I'll drink to that.
Yeah,
I was hoping he would end up with Mr. Burns. I think.
Me too, managing all that money. Thank you. Me too.
Let's help Jonathan understand the comparison of Mr. Burns and Smithers. You know Damien, and then there's Jonathan.
Oh, God.
Don't get
get me fired. Don't get me fired. Damien,
I'm only kidding, David. I'm only kidding.
No, it's fine.
Take that at all. Anyway, so they've got a cute little dog, and that's
Little
what
win. Little win. All right. My Latina girl doesn't step in and represent Latina girl when I need her, you know. Okay, I got it. All right.
Anyway, they have a dog, and I love that they have a dog. It's
Really?
super cute.
The
And
dog is the
I
thing
love
that
that,
you think
and I
stayed
love
here?
that one of the writers. It's a father and a son that wrote this particular episode, right? And one of them is LGBTQ. So I
Oh,
love that.
Wait, like daddy and son?
Yeah, not like daddy. You know,
Okay,
like
okay. You need to be a little more specific for this crowd. Yeah.
You know, The Simpsons has led on lots of LGBT stuff for two
And politics.
decades.
They knew Donald Trump was going to be president,
Yeah.
bro.
They knew
How
everything.
crazy is that?
They are so
They
prescient.
predicted
It's
like George
insane.
Bush going to Saudi Arabia.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
it's very weird. I
Yeah.
don't understand that.
I don't. Yeah.
That
It's-
whole medium thing that they do, but they've definitely predicted way too many things
Yep.
in our lives.
Yeah.
How long?
Oh, and feminist icon Lisa.
Yeah.
Feminist icon.
I
So-
do you. I would do
Love
this.
you,
How long
Lisa.
has The
I
Simpsons
would do
been around?
Lisa.
Since well, it started on the Tracy Ullman show.
Okay,
as,
yeah.
Like
First
little
of all,
vignettes. So
yeah.
really since the inception of
All right.
the network. But 1989, if you're at.
John Hayden's become a friend of mine, and at every opportunity, when you become friends with somebody, you can point out their glaring flaws. You just pointed out what a geek you are. You know that The Simpsons started on Tracy Ullman. Oh wait, I know
Yeah.
that too.
And by the way, that's not a flaw.
That is-
okay. All right. Let's move on. The adult toy industry. You're going to be very interested
Yeah.
in this.
Back to Taiwan.
I have some.
Taiwan is getting it.
Taiwan on.
This toy may be from there. The adult toy industry is always evolving. Long gone are the days of blow-up dolls. You remember those days, don't you?
I do not.
Yeah, John, come on.
Last week,
Come
right?
on, that's it. Car
So we
right
can-
now. He rides.
So we can do the HOV thing. That's why he has
Oh my gosh, that's how you do it.
Fine, whatever.
When
Do you want him to get here on time?
it. I have to come up here from
I
Miami.
was
Coming
going to
from
say, when
Miami.
you cross the border, do you have to have a passport for your blow-up doll
Passport
also?
and a dummy.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, now you can bring your favorite porn star home. Get ready. Watch this.
What's up? I got the coolest fucking thing in the mail a day or two ago, and I've been waiting to open it on camera for you guys. It's amazing. It is a doll. Oh, am I allowed to say that? It's a doll that looks just like me. Fully. Oh my god. Oh my god. Does that look like me a little bit? Yeah. Ooh, look at, they like hand did each hair. Are those my eyes? Gorgeous, pretty close. Wow. I gotta say, my whites are not that white. I've had a hard life. It's been a long, hard life of doing porn, sucking dick. So, look at the skin texture. Bitch, they knew. They're like, this is a 37-year-old man. We need to add some texture to that skin. Look at that. Holy shit. Alright guys, this is pretty fucking cool. Closer. This is pretty cool. It's crazy. It looks very, very... It's me. It's like identical. This is exactly what I look like.
First of all, it's
Love
not
the
identical.
kiss.
Oh, yeah.
Question number 4. I'd swallow that. Gay porn star Matthew Camp can now go fuck himself. And so you can too. Maybe the kiss was too creepy though. What do y'all think?
Well, after
You
my
love it?
after my
Do
after
I
my country
swallow
music
that?
comment, I don't think it's that creepy of a.
It's creepy because it looks like a jazzified version of himself. It doesn't really look like himself. I would definitely fuck myself if I could.
Well, I was gonna ask
but
you that.
not if it looked like that.
No, 100%.
So-
and I would fuck. I would get a doll that looked exactly. I'm a Leo, so I prefer masturbation.
You're also
sex
a man.
anyways. No, but But yeah, no, yeah, I would fuck that doll. But it's
Wow.
creepy. I don't know.
I have to be
Okay,
careful.
but do you find yourselves attractive? Like, would you date you?
Oh, absolutely.
No,
Would
no,
you
that's
sleep
not.
No,
with you?
no, no. Look, I'd fuck me,
Wow.
but I wouldn't
No.
date
Oh,
you. What are you
no.
talking about, man?
No, it's not that I want
Wait,
to
have you ever met Tarek?
No, wait. There's more to that. It's not that I want to fuck
Okay,
myself.
let's
I
stop
want
with
to
the
know
F.
what it's
Stop
like
throwing the F-bombs.
to be banged by yourself.
I know.
that
It's
you
already
saying
happened
that?
too often.
It's out.
You're saying it.
I want to know what it's like to have sex with myself,
Okay.
but I wouldn't do it because I think I'm attractive. That's weird.
Wait.
But you don't think it's weird that you want to know how to have sex with yourself?
No, I just want to know if other people are
I'm
like.
curious.
what
He's already told us that he would have sex. with
I'm just saying, if I got a doll in a box that looked exactly like me and had sex organs, I'd probably have sex with it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But these things cost $4,000. I'm like, $4,000 for something I'm going to use for
Is
like
it
what,
really?
4 or
Okay,
5
I'm
minutes?
not-
That's
Wait,
it.
You know that for sure.
Yeah,
or
it's
you
really
just-
expensive.
Yeah.
That's how much the real life
has to be
dolls are.
expensive.
This is not the first time they've come up with this. They've
No.
had girls like this
This
forever.
is just this one porn star, but they've had girls like
Yeah,
this forever.
and they started at $5,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Started-
Wait a minute, John.
Why do you know it?
I know a wealthy lady who
$4,000
bought
to have
herself
sex
one.
with you then.
What would I pay myself? Like I get it. I
was talking
masturbate
about other
enough.
people.
Like oh.
Yeah, you masturbate.
No.
Wait, there are so many sides. Oh, wait, I invite everybody to go back and replay this segment.
No.
You're going to hear so many sound bites come out of this.
Do you know that the thing about being on these shows is I always get cut off of them because they say really inappropriate things. I really need to catch myself
Yeah,
these days. Stop giving me alcohol.
Well, that's it.
Keep
Wait,
drinking.
now, before we move on, the question that I have, because we found out that John Casanis will have sex with himself, and we're not talking about masturbation. I mean, we're talking about full-on sex. Which one is better at it? That's what I want to know.
What, the
Oh,
real
it
me
is.
or the fake me?
In my case,
The fake me would obviously be better than the real me.
yeah, okay. In my case, that's the case too. Because, yeah, I don't know. I think it'd make more of an effort.
You know,
than
I'm sure both,
Not gonna lie.
I'm sure both of those answers are true.
Yeah.
Y'all wouldn't be very good. All right, next up, let's
What did you want to know?
I happen to be a very good actress.
really close to each other, Al.
sometimes.
well, I'm not paying $4,000, dude.
The shots for you,
Blushing.
I'll take 400.
Yeah, it's like,
400.
Yeah.
Now we're kind of talking in the ballpark. But, wait.
I'll take 40. Let's be real.
And half.
All right. I got to move out of I swallow that. All right. Next up, let's consider the best thing of the week. It's called Fort Lauderdale Mayor Dean Trentalis introduces a progressive Pride Street this week. Watch this.
Well, it's Al Ferguson with Queer News Tonight, and I'm here, of course, with the mayor of Fort Lauderdale, Dean Trentalis. And we're at the ceremony introducing the progressive pride flag on Gay 1A. Wait, I thought this was A1A.
No, this week it's Gay 1A.
Gay 1A, and it's Gay 1A this week because we're at Pride Fort Lauderdale. And this week is the launch of the celebration, November 20th and 21st. We're going to have a magnificent parade down A1A, one of the best beach roads in the country to have a Pride festival and parade, and then into the South Beach Park for the festival on Saturday and Sunday. How proud are you of this moment for the city of Fort Lauderdale?
It's a long time coming, and we really appreciate the community coming together and embracing the diversity that Fort Lauderdale represents. And here, the LGBT community, who has long populated this area of the beach, the Sebastian Street Beach right here, this being Sebastian Street.
Well, Fort Lauderdale gets a progressive Pride Street. What do y'all think?
Well, I think that video was excellently shot and
That was the one that you shot, right?
brilliant.
That entrance
That's
shot.
that
The
cinematography
slow-mo
was
work.
just wow.
Wow.
Here's the-
Quentin
here's the
Tarantino
funny-
like.
Wow. Like,
Here's the
Like-
funny thing. That slow shot was not slow-mo. That was...
what? That is talent. Special effects? Wow.
What's more interesting is that production couldn't speed up that track. Editing that clip.
No, you can't edit art.
Your criticisms to producer at Queer News. Right.
Wow.
I love that they called it Gay 1A.
Yeah. The cutest thing is the name, girl. I love that we have a progressive gay flag, though, even though Fort Lauderdale's not very progressive. Politically, we're not. South Florida's not very progressive. So this is good. This is good. I think people will, this is good for us because really politically, Broward, Palm, Dade, we are still very conservative, and a lot of we still get discriminated on, and there's still a lot of homophobia. So I think this. I don't know if this would happen in Miami.
Well, let's see if a Trump
Well, they do it on Ocean Drive every year.
Oh, okay. I should shut up. I should just.
I also
move back to Guatemala.
Palestine.
1,000 people are right now
so it does exist.
This broadcast. Oh, Terry's going to move back to Guatemala.
Maybe Palestine.
After I also got a chance to chat with the mayor at this event, and it was really cool. Because this is
you, by the way.
I know it was. It was very nice of him to be able to spend a couple minutes and chat with him. So I really do appreciate that. He's a great guy to talk with. But while we were talking, you may not know this. This is a very thin vinyl sticker-like application that's going to be taken up after Pride Week. Yeah. However, he told me first and exclusively, like other politicians here didn't even know about this. This is going to become a permanent thing between at Sebastian Beach on either side of
the
A1A.
gay part. The gay part of A1A.
And it's going to be permanent. And they're going to hope to have it done by Pride of the Americas next year.
Yeah.
And also, Dean is raising funds himself personally.
21,000 cost to do that.
To make this happen. So it's not even going to
just to paint the street.
Right. Well, to paint it, you can't just put any paint. It's got to be very special and paint and.
I don't think they would do that permanently in Miami, for example, or in Miami Beach.
I think we could get it.
Oh, really? Guate? I think I might convince
you. Can buy 17 homes in Guatemala with 21,000.
Girl, you can buy a city.
You can buy Guatemala.
But I think that's great. I like it. The cutest thing.
The choice of instead of the rainbow flag, the progressive flag. What does everybody think about that?
That's great because
that's the flag now.
That's all inclusive.
That is our flag now. Get used to it. We have to include our trans brothers and sisters, and we we have to include the people of color.
I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to do.
And the non and the gender queer.
Like the progressive.
I love my friend John Casares.
She knows.
Wait, I
walked
have
into
to say
it.
this, and you have no idea what's going on, and you're not going to find out about what's going on. This guy is so bright. I love his mind.
Listen, I love the progressive flag. I think it's useful in some cases. I love the.
How about in Fort Lauderdale on that street?
No, absolutely not. I think it's great for what's happening in terms of pride, and it's an application that they've put on the street. I think that's wonderful. Should we replace the original or the traditional pride flag? I definitely don't agree with that, but I do agree that we need to progress. We need to have some more input in terms of inclusion for our trans people or people of color, absolutely. But I don't want it to replace the original flag, and that's just where I stand on that.
You know, but the American flag has changed over the centuries. I mean, every time we add a state, as recently as 1958, 59, the flag has changed. So I think
adding
it's
more stars.
Adding more stars. But it also used to be a circle of stars.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as the country grew, the
evolution of the country, just like our community has evolved.
I mean, all those stars are still just white.
Well, we also have a lesbian flag.
By the way, I don't know if y'all know this. The American flag is going to change soon again, because if the Republicans...
Who did we drop? Florida?
The Republicans, if they win the midterm, they're dropping California and Washington.
Oh, wow. Thank God. Thank God.
All right, let's move on to a segment that we call What's on Your Mind. Each host is getting ready to tell us in just 30 seconds what's important to them this week. We love this segment because it helps us and helps me focus on what a reminder is of what's important. But remember, in just 30 seconds, or you're going to hear that bell.
No one prepared.
All right.
That's
really?
No.
This is your first time at the show?
This is my first time at the
show. Try
to
say something.
So make him go first.
Yeah.
Make him go first.
Exactly. Thank you.
This is
Make it interesting. What is on your mind this week?
Right now is on my mind.
Yeah, you're horny?
I'm horny as hell. No, I can't talk about that right now.
So what's on your mind?
What's on my mind? Well, I will say, it's not that it's on my mind, but I'm just nervous as to what Biden is doing in office right now. I think I'm very confused. I haven't heard any really great updates, so I'm not going to speak on it. But I will say, like, I'm getting bashed by all of my Republican friends right now, and that's just what the insight that I'm getting is just not positive. So that's really what's been on my mind.
You're concerned about where we are in terms of politics,
where we
midterm
are,
elections,
midterm elections, the losses that we took just recently, in Virginia, economically where we are. I know that we've just released a plan that's actually being approved by both sides in terms of the one.
First time here.
Yes. Oh my God.
Wow.
Sean.
That was tough. Why did you never do it to me?
He's breathing again.
John, what's on your mind?
On my mind this week is Pride. The story we just talked about, the Pride flag at the crosswalk, is just the kickoff of Pride Week. This week on SFGN, online and on stands now, we've got my story about a preview of Pride. And it's not just your average, there's going to be this and that. This year's going to be very different. There's different parking, different ways to get down to the beach, which is never easy even on a Pride weekend. We're going to look at some of the health procedures in place. We're also previewing the parade and all the fun that it's going to be. So please check it out, just to learn what you need to do if you're going to head down there.
Excellent. And check out John's story in SFGN, going on stands tonight, so you can see it there. And
my name is Faye.
Yeah.
My name is Faye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Sat here next to you for
I was wondering who this chick
what's on
was.
your
I've seen that girl. So, Faye,
All right.
what? Stop it.
Thank you.
No. Give me that damn bell. So, many times I am referred to as a gay man, and my life is surrounded by gay men, and I wouldn't have it any other way, right? So I've decided that if a gay fairy godmother, that would be Elton John, would come down and give me one wish, I want to have a penis for one day. I want to stick it in places like you guys do. I want to get it pierced. I want to get a penis ring. I just want to have a penis to just like hit it with my hand and just have a good time. I would walk down the street with my penis in my hand, and because I know me, I would have a very big penis.
It's a cock ring, not a penis ring.
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say the C word, jerk face.
Oh, wow.
I want to go again.
So that's what's on my mind.
Really?
I want to talk about my penis.
So do I.
We are gay men, aren't we?
You guys are so
at
gay.
every opportunity privately, we talk about our penis.
Yes.
Don't we?
Yeah.
Come on, really. All right, Faye, but you can't join the club. And,
No, it's not me.
And Tarek, what's on your mind
Me,
this week?
other than me being fat,
Are not.
You're not.
thank you, I needed that.
Yeah, fishy.
Whatever. Other than that, no, let's get serious for a moment. Today, this week, a bunch of Hollywood actors, including Richard Gere, Susan Sarandon, Clay Foy, a bunch of people came out in support of Palestine and recognizing the apartheid there. Also, all these Google employees are refusing to keep on producing a security software that would further be used to monitor Palestinians and their actions. So I believe that the people are waking up, even though governments are not. People are speaking. So free Palestine, free Britney.
You need a manicure.
Yeah.
I do. That's all you have to say after I speak for the Palestinian
Free
people.
Palestine.
Let his heart out.
Free Palestine.
I mentioned, I say free Britney in Palestine. What disrespect.
Oh my gosh.
I did need a manicure.
It's happening now. We've freed Palestine and Britney Spears, and Faye is worried about Tarek's man.
Which is the biggest issue right now.
It really is. Though. Good
It is the
job,
manicure.
Faye.
By
Let's
the
be
way,
real. Yeah.
welcome to Untucked. All right. Next, let's talk about some of the news from the world of entertainment. A big event happened this week in entertainment, and it really did have very significant impact. MTV hosted the EMAs, the European Music Awards. It's like their version here in the United States for Europe.
Yeah,
where,
but gayer.
Where in Hungary, but gayer. They held the EMAs in Hungary, and it was kind of a protest event against the president, who has become increasingly anti-LGBTQ+. MTV decided to keep their EMAs in the country to support LGBTQ individuals living there. And this year, MTV honored in the show a new group of activists with its 2021 MTV EMA Generation Change Awards. This year's honorees are fighting for LGBTQ rights around the world, using their talent and passion to advocate for queer communities globally. The 2021 MTV EMA Generation Change honorees were quite significant, and you can see that at their program. They were celebrated during the Sunday night EMAs ceremony, and each winner chose an organization or an NGO to receive a monetary donation from MTV. The awards were a partnership with the LGBTQ+ advocacy group All Out. So our entertainment headline of the week is all about MTV EMAs, Rock Hungary, and the anti-LGBTQ president. What did y'all think about what MTV said to Hungary and the president there?
Wait, MTV basically went, what? To Hungary. I'm still going to have these award shows here. And I got to tell you that I was actually surprised.
This violated their law.
I thought they would have pulled out.
Yeah.
Okay, don't get excited, John. I thought that they would have
heard rock hard and then pull out. I was very confused by what was happening.
Wait, we don't pull out, do we? No.
I was just, kudos to MTV for sticking it through. It was a great award show. The honorees were incredible trailblazers that are doing so much for their own communities and their own countries, because the honorees were from all over.
To Faye's point, what do y'all think about MTV's choice? We, over the last decade, have become boycott specialists. And our boycott specialist, it's what my friend Tucker Carlson at Fox News calls in cancel culture, that we shouldn't allow anything to go on in this state or with this business, etc. MTV's choice was, no, we're going to Hungary, we're going to stay in Hungary, and we're going to poke the president directly in the eye by elevating everything that he hates. That is a direct, different choice than we've seen. What did you
I love it.
I absolutely love it. I think what we're missing here is that when you boycott, you make zero money. And when you continue with these events, you make money, and you continue with your branding, you continue with your marketing. So even though we're sticking it to the man, we're still gaining on revenue. And I think people are, even though we're giving them props for the wrong reasons, I think it's still due, but we're not realizing that we're not making any money if we continue to cancel people and boycott. So good on MTV, because they've made their money, they went and did their thing, and now they're getting published in a very positive way.
Although I also have to add that the only way MTV was able to do it is with final approval of the government in some way. So the government also couldn't boycott MTV, because they'd lose all that money too, because the EMAs brings probably
a lot of money.
millions of dollars to cities that don't see events like this at all.
I want to provide a clarification. You
know what I mean? So
advocate in terms of your opinion. They flew in the face of Hungary's decision. If Hungary would have had any power to choose, they would have said, no, you can't do this. MTV said, we're going to do it regardless of what you say, because it violated their law. The advocacy of LGBT, what they did in this broadcast, violated their law. And MTV's position was, so what? We're going to do it anyway. What are you going to do about it? And Hungary actually backed down, because they would have had to stop the broadcast, which I'm sure MTV was drooling on the fact that they were hoping Hungary would do that.
Well,
they chose not to.
My question is, did it still broadcast in Hungary?
It broadcast in.
Because I was wondering if it was like, cut out in that country. Okay,
I started watching the performances, and I was surprised to learn that it was in Hungary. But there's a lot of tourism dollars there. There's a lot of, that also, at the end of the day, the government had to let it happen for the youth and for the public. Also, I don't know if anyone knows, but is Hungary trying to be part of the European Union?
They are part of the European Union.
So there is some protection there. There has to be.
The European Union is fighting Hungary and Poland. The LGBTQ free zones in Poland specifically. Poland is standing but on shaky legs because they're losing millions of dollars of support from the European Union because of their position against LGBT. And the union is standing up saying, if you continue to do this, we're going to punish you more and more and more on your anti-LGBT stance. And the question is, who's going to ultimately blink first? In this instance, It was Hungary.
Yeah.
MTV said, please ban us. We want you to ban us. Go ahead and ban us.
Right.
And Hungary,
We
and
tired
the
of
president
blinking.
of Hungary
Yeah.
blinked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened here. This is why this story is so big in our
And
community.
again, the young people, I think, are pushing through because at the end of the day, you know.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Well, that's our discussion on entertainment. Next, we report that the Happening Out Television Network helps support our own LGBTQ community. An example is here at the Sunshine Cathedral. We are the world's largest queer church that we are broadcasting from here in Fort Lauderdale. And we broadcast here in support of that partnership with the network and Sunshine Cathedral. More than 30,000 people watch every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and it's totally live. We encourage you through our campaign to tune in, and our sponsorship campaign is called Sunshine Cathedral is My Queer Church. Watch this.
I'm Kiara Johnson, the Executive Director of the National LGBTQ Task Force. And as one of the most important civil rights organizations, I know the value of the support that comes from all corners of our community. That's why Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
Well, up next, if we were standing around the LGBTQ water cooler, this is what we think we'd all be talking about this week. We refer to it as the hot topic of the week. Sadly, this week is a solemn event in LGBTQ. 2021 has already seen at least 26 transgender and gender non-conforming people fatally shot, killed, and murdered, or other violent means come to their end. We say at least because too often these stories go unreported or misreported. In previous years, the majority of these people were Black and Latinx transgender women, mostly women of color. These victims, like all of us, are loving partners, parents, family members, friends, and community members of our LGBTQ community. They worked, went to school, attended houses of worship. They were real people, people who did not deserve to have their lives taken from them in this way. Our main topic this week is TDOR, the International Transgender Day of Remembrance, and it hits home. Celebrated this Saturday, November 21st. It hits home as 2021 now becomes the deadliest year ever for the trans community. Whew.
Well, let's hope that this year is our peak, that we look back at 2021 and say this was as bad as it got. And in addition to being the most fatal year, tragically, it's also been the most, and the reporting on this is sketchy because it's from department to department, but it's been one of, if not the most worst years for just attacks in general. And these are people who they survived, but they're going to live with these scars and this continued hate and memory. So it's in addition to the deaths, it's the attacks. And let's just hope and work together, because we've got finally getting ourselves together as a community to say this is enough, and we're going to stand with our trans brothers and sisters. Let's now that we've got that, let's move forward into the broader world and make a difference.
To John's challenge, do you think we are? Do you think we've seen the peak and it'll go down and things are going to get better?
No.
No. I think no, because look, one of the biggest problems with trans women is that unfortunately they have to do sex work or work on the streets in dangerous conditions to work, because people won't hire them because they can't accept their gender nonconformingness or their transition or their queerness, just like they can't accept a gay or lesbian person. So I think until this country really starts helping trans people economically and seeing them through and giving them scholarships and getting them off the streets, literally, and putting them in safe work environments and getting laws that protect us in our work environments and protect sex workers too. Because let's talk about sex work and how there's basically no protections for sex workers in a lot of Europe. There are, in Spain, in England. I think that's important too. Not that all these women died during sex work, but a lot of it happens.
Let me ask you a question that helps bring the significance of the numbers of what we're talking about into focus. If we had the greatest number of Latino gay men ever killed in 2021 at these numbers, if we had the greatest number of lesbian women ever killed at these numbers, if we ever had the greatest number of white gay men killed in 2021 in these numbers, we would not stop talking about it every single day.
I agree to that. Probably more if that happened to white cis men, nobody would be talking about it. I don't know about the women and the rest, but that's a whole other story. I really believe that we don't support the trans community in our own community, all right? How do we expect the rest of the world to welcome them with open arms? Since I've been on this show for 1 year, I have learned some horrible things about our community, Al.
Yes.
Okay, I have interviewed people that are pillars in our community, that some want to educate themselves on the trans community and learn more and learn what they could do. Others are, I've learned enough, I've done my part, I'm good, why should I try to help them? And this is words verbatim that have come out of people's mouths.
Yeah, I think I'm the naive one in this group. I thought we were doing a good job. I thought, we had brought awareness. I thought we were making the moves. I thought we had gone to administration. I thought we had, even on this show, we talk about the success stories and people who are now CEOs of companies and running a newspaper and magazine company. I thought we were really actually doing really, really well. So in my head, these numbers are shocking, because in my head, I thought we were doing so well. And we can no longer blame it on the last administration. We can no longer blame it on the pandemic. We can no longer, we now have to start being accountable. And what's crazy, even in my community, and I'm very, very for the bear community, but even in the bear community, we're very cliquey. We are very of ourselves. And if you don't look like us, we may not hang out with you. Not me in particular, but I know friends, and just so I can only imagine the rest of the community, how they are with the trans.
John, I want to put a couple of things that have happened in the last month in front of you and get reaction to exactly what you just said. I did a 4-part interview with Admiral Dr. Rachel Levine, the only trans person ever confirmed by the U.S. Senate as the Assistant Health Secretary. And in my questions in that 4-part interview about specifically the LGBTQ community, she reflected that our community does not support trans health issues, youth issues, the horrendous state laws that we're seeing, and that our own community is not united enough to say, this shall not stand. Then I did an interview with Tori Cooper, who is the lead voice at the HRC, and the first person that is a trans woman of color at the White House, representing health and HIV at the White House. And I asked her specifically, is L and G and B and Q doing enough for the T community? First and foremost, to stand up what we're seeing. And her answer was immediate and absolute canon clarity. Never was her answer.
Wow.
Not, we can do better. It was never. What do you think about that in terms of what you just said in the bear community? I'm not blaming you, of course.
No, of
course. But in incorporating this idea that we think, Faye's observation in terms of what she's learned over the last year, all of us have learned so much in doing programs like Queer News Tonight and It's Happening Out, that we've realized that while we've had monumental success in 2021 with a President Biden and a Vice President Harris and White House support for LGBTQ, the T community simultaneously is just under complete attack. They're not attacking Al anymore like they were in 2002. They're not attacking marriage anymore, with the exception of the crazy in Texas. They're attacking our children that are trans.
Right. Yeah, I think awareness isn't enough anymore. Like, just because we talk about it, just because we're accepting, doesn't mean we're actually doing anything for the trans community.
Have you ever, like, you know, forgotten to do something for a boss or forgotten to do something for a friend, and you're like, oh, I didn't know? That excuse is not valid when it comes to this anymore. I didn't know. Oh, I thought we were fine. We got marriage equality. What else do we need? No, our trans brothers and sisters are getting freaking killed daily, and no one is protecting them. We are the ones that are supposed to come up to bat for them. If we want to go back and start thinking about the AIDS crisis, if we want to think about Stonewall, who the F was up front?
Yes.
Who the F was up front?
Which I was gonna say. A lot of I've heard you know, gay men, the bears, you know, even lesbians say, like, what have trans people done for us?
Oh my
you know,
God.
and because I think that, you know, especially gay cis men and some gay lesbians, some cis lesbians think that they're at the upfront of the movement, but they're not. You know, Dave Chappelle in one of his specials said, the thing with trans people is that gay men are driving the car, and lesbians are in the front, and then trans people are in the back, like annoying gay men and stuff who are leading the way. I'm like, oh my God, this straight man has it so wrong. The people who've been leading the way are trans people. Why? Because they could never hide it. Because they're obviously different. Because they
can't pass. They're walking around as a billboard for our community.
Yes. And when you're of color and you look different, and it's still a huge controversy. I'll tell you from experience, you know, I as a Halloween costume, I dressed as Amy Winehouse, and I did comedy as Amy Winehouse. I wasn't doing drag. I was a bare, hairy guy dressed as one of my favorite people, right? And
before the overdose or after?
Right before. No, I'm kidding. That's bad. I love you, Amy. But you know, whatever. But
she's dead.
The problem, like, I could see the reaction of the people in the audience. It was still a big deal. They couldn't really
wrap their head around
a man being girly, a man in a dress, and I couldn't imagine being trans.
I think the part of history that we didn't get to write down is that trans people were in the front lines, but back then there weren't trans people like we call them.
Yes,
now.
exactly.
And people considered them gay men, or they considered them, you know, butch women, or whatever it was, and so because they didn't identify. History never wrote them down as trans people.
That's true too.
And so they were the ones maybe throwing the first brick or fighting for our rights, but they didn't identify at that time because there wasn't no identification to be had in that moment.
Yeah.
And we're missing that, and that's what we need to go back to and kind of remind ourselves that they need us now.
You know, International Transgender Day of Remembrance, I have learned, trying to be respectful and stepping into the landmine frequently. You know, I've done that about 5,000 times in my life.
Last week.
Yeah, tonight.
Just now.
Yeah, I was. Don't get me started on it's interesting to me that I have learned that International Trans Day of Remembrance on November 20th is when you hear the trans community, they say it is a holy day for us. Wait, we don't say, and gay men don't say we have a holy day in our community. The trans community says we have a holy day, and it's International Trans Day of Remembrance on November 20th. And what they mean is it's the one day of the year that they stop and recognize that we are under such attack that we have a chance of going to the CVS pharmacy and being murdered because we walk out of our house, or we must do sex work because we can't get a job, or we live in our car, or worse, because we can't get a job.
Or employers abuse them in different ways because they feel like, oh, you can't get another job, so
that's
I can do that.
That's what this day means. And it's exceptionally painful when they then add that the L and the G and the B and the Q do not stand up for them. That's what this day is all about.
And at Pride, there's going to be a trans Pride area, and I believe there's also going to be a moment of silence. And there's going to be a walk from the Pride Center over to Wilton Collective, I believe, around 3:30 on Saturday. So there's a lot going on. So I believe our community is trying to get itself together.
You know, one interesting thought that I will tell you that I'm an advocate of conversation. And I'm an advocate of conversation, obviously, not just because I'm a news guy, but I'm an advocate of conversation because it helps turn on lights no matter what your level of education or understanding or ignorance is. It can help turn on lights. A light turned on in this conversation that I will tell you that is turned on for the first time ever for me, and I'm serious about this. A light turns on for the first time ever, and you turned it on.
How?
And you turned it on by going, representation is no longer enough. We talk about representation over and over and over again. I'm never going to think about this subject and the trans community in terms of we need to make sure that we push you out there so you can be represented in the same way ever again. Because I know the end conclusion is it's not enough. It's just not enough. And that's what our hot topic is all about this week and what we bring a moment to. We're not trans. We're not trying to take November 20th. We're not trying to take Tidor. But at least for a few minutes, these 5 voices and It's Happening Out says, we understand International Transgender Day of Remembrance to the best that we're able to understand your experience. And we stand up for you. That's what this conversation is about. Next, let's explore the LGBTQ plus world this week with some silly and important headlines in the LGBTQ news.
There's been a few this week.
There's just a few hundred, but we're only going to do a few. This is a lightning round, and we're going to discuss them in our segment that we call Saved by the Bell. But there's a twist, of course. We're only going to discuss each one of these headlines for just 1 minute. And at the end of that minute, you're going to hear this bell.
Wow.
That means
Familiar with that bell.
Jonathan, stop.
Shut up.
I hate that bell.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God.
And we're going to move on.
That bell just reminds me
We
of
have
food.
violated YouTube
This
rules.
episode is so F.
Yeah,
Like, seriously. Oh my
we
God.
are so
Fixing and editing.
Yeah, right.
Fix it in post.
No editing.
Oh, wait, we're live.
You've watched it, right?
Oh,
All right, so here we go. It's almost like Santa came early for the LGBTQ community. Stealthily sneaking representation onto the shelves of retail stores. Saved by the Bell headline number 1. Target's brown nutcracker with a pride flag that was put on a shelf without telling anybody about it ignites TikTok. We're showing you the picture. They just did this without telling
I love
anybody.
it. No, they didn't tell anybody. Somebody saw it on the shelf, took a picture, and did a whole TikTok thing about it, and then it went viral. But it's incredible, and it's super cute. So, there were people that were like, oh, it's more commercialism of the gay agenda, blah, blah, blah. They didn't even put like a press, they didn't put anything out saying, hey, we're even representing you. They just did it.
Yeah, just buy our brown.
It's good marketing too, because I would never buy a nutcracker, but if I saw a gay nutcracker of color,
Right?
I would definitely buy a nutcracker.
I've dated a couple.
Wait, I was going to
Nutcrackers of color.
That joke sitting there.
Who doesn't like a brown nut? I mean, I love brown nuts. People of color have very beautiful nutcrackers, and they should definitely be on the shelves, and everyone should purchase them.
But now you
Wait, what are we talking about here?
I think it's a great
stop
move.
talking in code here.
Right.
Yeah, I want to see these whole new Nutcracker musical ballet that with the new cast.
With the flag.
Broadway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Now you can't get any of these anywhere because they're sold out completely once this
Yeah.
went viral.
Like
So-
Mama Rue's ornament. Ugh.
All right, Greg Kelly can't seem to imagine that someone can embrace their identity and have time to do anything else. Watch this.
How does he get away with all this? I mean, why him? Why does he even have a cabinet job? Why would a small town mayor be taken seriously when he runs for president? Quite frankly, it has to do with his orientation, his sexual orientation. And here's proof. You can count it up. The New York Times, the Washington Post, Politico, all of them, they could not stop writing about this guy being gay. You saw it in the movie that he's obviously participating in. Being gay, I mean, it's almost like a full-time job. I could care less. And by the way, the first open, out of the closet, if you will, gay person in a presidential cabinet was Rick Grinnell, who served as Director of National Intelligence under Donald Trump. I, by the way, don't think he has much in the way of political skill. Watch this little exchange he had in South Carolina when he was still running for president.
Well, first off, Newsmax, stupidest people on the
Ever.
planet.
They need more gay people in
By
there.
the way, this small town mayor is the cabinet appointed and elected through the Senate Secretary of Transportation.
Right.
But out.
Thank you.
All right. So, Saved by the Bell, headline number 2. Newsmax host says Pete Buttigieg's full-time job is just being gay.
Well, let's say it together. It is
It is
a full-time job.
It is a
Hey, we gotta be stylish, we gotta be funny, but not only that, we constantly have to be educating everyone and reminding them how to be a decent fucking human being.
Exactly.
And look cute.
And look cute while we're
How you
doing
looked at
it.
me when you said look
Yeah,
cute.
cute,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. You're horrible human being, look cute.
So many straight people will miss the observation that you just made because
It's
they think,
exhausting.
oh, you're just fabulous. You're just fabulous.
No.
We represent in our community to survive.
Yep.
You're funny, and you were funny as a kid to survive.
To survive.
You were
It's a defense mechanism.
you were an athlete or whatever to survive.
Exactly.
You must do this as gay, as LGBT to survive. You don't
Yes.
have to do it.
At all.
You get
At all.
automatic buy-in.
We have to come out every single day of our lives, okay? At every
100%.
single job, at every single new person we meet, at every GD thing, we have to come out.
Just came
It
out
is
again.
exhausting.
I just got a new job. I came out again. I walked in there. I acted super masculine. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
do you have a wife? Who do you live with?
In your
I was like,
Speedos,
wow,
in your
why is that
Speedos.
even important?
That's the immediate, you know, we forget.
We've got to move on, and John has this new job, but dude, it's not really a job, just for fans.
I got it all.
Right. All right. When Dennis the Karen tried to get it, Dennis the Karen.
I think it's
tried to
Darren.
get, Dennis. Oh, well, all right. Well,
I'm sorry. Sorry.
correct me on the next.
Yeah, sorry.
Tried to. I'm just reading the teleprompter, dude. I just work
Why don't
here.
you please?
Tried to get people to speak out against a pride shirt being sold at Target. One employee wasn't having any of it. Watch this. Well,
Tell me what
as
happened.
we told you, right, we're a live show, and so we had a sound problem there. So what happened was there was this pride shirt, and one of the customers at Target picked it up and basically had a freak out about this pride shirt. And the employee for Target called up and tried to assist the customer, and he said, you know, do you support this gay thing, and do you support Satan? And her first answer was, on the recording that was being done, is yes. Well, which one? Both, pride and Satan. And they walked him out of the store. And as they were walking him out of the store, he called every single customer out. Do you support this? Do you support this? And every single customer at Target said, get the fuck out. And yes, we do.
Yes.
This is again, me having to educate straight people. Okay, straight people, please. Announcement. Target is gay. Okay, it's for the gays.
Okay.
We've taken over
We
the
named it
queers.
Target. We
Yes,
changed it.
that's why now the home section is to die for. Hello, the workout clothes, honey. You think you gave that to your people?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
To your people.
Ulta Beauty is now in Target.
In Target. You don't
Girl.
get more gayer than that.
Girl.
Right? Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
Okay, basically the drag queens are now taking over Target. So it's,
And the important thing about that observation is it's part of our gay agenda, and we do have secret meetings. And Target was on our agenda in 2018, and we started to implement.
who's going to provide everything we need?
The little dog, too.
And their little dog too. And by the way, our arch nemesis was Walmart.
Walmart.
Yeah.
So that's why we support Target and not so much Walmart. But we give Walmart an opportunity. Come to us. Come to us.
It's a dark side.
And we'll support you too, but we definitely support Target. So
Target.
it's a lovely story. Yes, Target.
Target.
All right. Senator Josh Hawley.
I've saved my last shot for this one.
Yeah, and I've saved some of mine too.
I wish
he
I had it.
doesn't seem to know. Well, you shouldn't drink so much, dude.
Wow.
Have you seen my life?
There you go, John.
Right. He doesn't.
I'm a comedian.
know
Too late.
How the U.S. government works, since he tried to help overthrow it and all, that January 6th thing. So instead of leading America, he is campaigning on being white and straight. He thinks it's a hassle to be, and it's a difficult life to be a white, cis, privileged guy.
It's a full-time job.
It is.
It's a full-time job.
What do you think, Al?
Yeah. Oh, it's on. All right, Saved by the Bell headline number 4. Senator Josh Hawley continues his obsession with manhood and talks about how we watch too much pornography, and it's because the liberals are destroying manhood in America.
Okay.
Senator, you gave a pretty hot speech at the National Conservatism Conference in Orlando. You talked about the left's attack on men of America.
Yeah.
Why masculinity as your new big issue?
Well, I think what the left is doing is attacking America. They're saying that America is systemically oppressive and men are systemically responsible.
What's a man to you? Paint a picture.
What's a man? Well, a man is a father, a man is a husband, a man is somebody who takes responsibility. As conservatives, we've got to call men back to responsibility. We've got to say that spending your time not working, and we have more and more men who are not working, spending your time on video games, spending your time watching porn online while doing nothing is not good for you, your family, or this country.
So a viewer's watching this and they're thinking, really? What the liberals are doing are going to push me to watch Pornhub more or play Donkey Kong more? Do you mean that literally?
Well, what I mean literally is that I think the liberal attack, the left-wing attack on manhood says to men, you're part of the problem. It says that your masculinity is inherently problematic. It's inherently oppressive.
What's your basis for linking that to what liberals or the left, as you would say, do? Is that based on data or based on a hunch?
Well, it's policy over many years. I mean, if you look at the policy of deindustrialization, those are policy choices Mike pursued over many years.
Wait, how does that connect to porn?
Oh, well, you've got men, 16 million men, Mike, who are idle, who don't have anything to do. Now, partly that's their own responsibility, but also partly it's because jobs have dried up in many cities across America and rural areas too. I think you put together lack of jobs, you put together fatherlessness, you put together the social messages that we teach our kids in school. I think we've got to confront that and its effects.
By the way, remember I was in mid-sentence. I told you we're live. We're live. Senator Josh Hawley, seems to me he protests too much. What do y'all think?
Remember we were just talking about in a prior segment about how you gay boys are so obsessed with your junk, right?
No,
and then we're wondering if this Josh guy might be gay in the closet, right?
Girl.
He's gotta be. He's
Girl.
so obsessed with his junk, guys.
And let me tell you something.
Obsessed with everyone.
And your junk too. He's obsessed with your
Everyone's
junk
junk.
too.
He's obsessed with junk.
Wait, I want Josh to be obsessed with my junk.
Let me tell you, she's got cute cheekbones, but
She looks like Marilyn Manson.
She giving face. But let me tell you something. His logic is really stupid. If we learned anything from using Zoom in the past year and a half or whatever it was, is that men will watch porn during work hours as well.
Oh,
Sirs,
right. We're not just idle.
Okay.
We're masturbating.
I'm mad. You think I need to be off work to masturbate? Hey,
Oh, no. I've done it twice during this show. Can I make? Can I make a suggestion that we all take up a collection? Send your money here, and we will buy him one of those Matt Camp dolls and send it to him. Yes. That should fix his masculinity issues.
Let's get one half price on Wish. You know, it'll look like RuPaul in the head. He'll love it.
You know, one thing that I will say, the humor of the joke of Senator Josh Hawley, the one thing that I want to make sure that we're all aware of, and I point out, he is giving a dog whistle to an anti-trans attack. This is a dog whistle. It's a dog whistle to say trans people are not masculine. They cannot be. They're gender affirming. This idea of non-binary. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. It is a dog whistle that we cannot follow. All right, next up, Moms for Liberty. There's, I think, 5 people in this group. Nationally, they claim millions, but there's, I think, 5 of them. And they're mostly very heavy guys in basements in New Jersey. A great name for...
Don't threaten.
Some jobs.
Let's go to Jersey.
Wait, I know some jobs are into that.
They don't threaten me with a great time.
I have a friend. They might want me.
All right. A great name for gossip of Karens is, if we've ever heard one, is hoping to help enforce a New Hampshire law that prohibits teachers from discussing anything. I hope I read this right, and I'm not completely sure I have. Is discussing anything divisive like race, equality, or the LGBTQ community. So, Saved by the Bell headline number 5. This organization has offered a $500 bounty by this anti-LGBT group to turn in divisive teachers. Exactly what Texas is doing on abortion, but to track down teachers that violate this law of divisiveness in schools. What do y'all think?
That is really scary.
Not going anywhere near New Hampshire? Oh my God, that's like, it sounds like such a Cuban thing, okay? Like what they do in Cuba. Like, okay, if you know your neighbor is stealing this or doing that, go report them and we'll hook you up with something, you know?
100%, yes.
That's
How
so
scary.
crazy.
Yeah.
How scary is that they're doing this in New Hampshire?
And for kids, you know, school as a queer child is so, you know, already so daunting. You know, I was a sissy kid. It was so hard. You know, a sissy boy, you know, like I was obviously gay.
Were you a sissy kid?
Yes.
Yes.
And yeah, I was super feminine. I wanted to be an actor.
And that was growing up in Guatemala?
Yeah.
And
got bullied throughout, you know.
Okay.
That's why I was an actor. If I was on stage, I was safe. I could be gay on stage.
Yes.
You could.
I could not. I acted more off stage, which is the horrible part, you know. But really, if you were an actor, they would kind of leave you alone. Like you can be gay for play. Is that? No, that's not why I was.
For entertainment, you could be the Joker.
That doesn't. That's not how I was.
I think gay for play too.
But you know, it's already daunting. Imagine having your teacher, maybe once an ally, not be able to help you anymore.
Yeah,
Or,
interesting. All right. Our last headline tonight is about Salt Lake City. I don't know if y'all know this. There's a lot of Mormons there.
Yeah.
It's the head of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons. It's the world headquarters. Salt Lake City now has more LGBTQ politicians than the entire rest of Utah combined. Wow. And what is staggering is in Salt Lake City, the capital of the Mormon Church, now 4 out of 6 of the city council members are LGBTQ+. And by the way, that means 4 of the 6 only out-elected officials in the entire state of Utah. Saved by the Bell headline number 6. The Mormon Church capital now has a majority LGBTQ city council. What do you think's going on?
I need Jesus was gay. I'm convinced. I've said it in my sets. I've done research. I'm from Palestine. Like Jesus, she was gay. Okay. The more Jesus you consume, the gayer you get.
That Franklin Graham is on the phone. He wants to talk to you.
Let's do it.
He wants to talk to you.
What's up, Frankie?
Is the Mormon Church the one where you can have more than one wife?
Yeah.
I'm converting. Let's go.
Polyamory.
That's it. That's all I need.
Well, if you think about it, you know, it's a lot like the Muslim world. Like when I moved to Jordan as a child, I all of a sudden was hanging out with just men, and it's so separate, you know. And religious worlds are like that. You hang out with just, you know, one gender with the other, you know, the genders that are allowed, right? And ultimately, it gives way for a lot of homosexual, not only behavior but thought. You know, because you start thinking of all these things. So I think that in a way, thoughts, you know, homosexual thoughts. I'm talking politics, Jonathan, freedom and stuff.
Oh yeah, stop flirting. Finish your sentence.
Sorry.
Would y'all like a room?
Jeez.
We don't need a room.
There's a cake.
We got 2 cameras, right? That's good enough. I just think that somehow the religion made them...
Shut up. It's over. Shut
somehow
up.
religion made them more active and wanting to be...
Can't anymore with you. Did you not hear hear the bell?
Yeah, right. All right.
Okay.
All right. Fine. All right. All right.
Still want to know what happened though.
It's going to be untucked right after this show. Finally, tonight, we are the LGBTQ community. So what does that mean?
Sex.
It means sex and relationships. So let's play another game. Our game asks, who would you do? What would you do? And let's explore and find 3 different interesting people. Now, I don't know who we're getting ready to play with, literally.
What does that mean?
But tonight, our game is called Shag, Marry, Chop. And our theme is celebrating Transgender Awareness Week. Oh, this has the potential of going great or really bad.
And it's probably going to go bad.
Yes. Transgender Awareness Week is held every year from November 13th through November 19th and we're going to play the game tonight with these transgender models.
Yeah.
All right, so this week we are going to play with Adian Dowling, Laith Ashley, and Ben Meltzer. Okay, all right, great. And you're seeing the 3 that we're playing, and let's start with Faye. Who are you going to shag?
I am going to shag Laith. I love his name. I love his Speedo. He's hunky. He's sexy.
Got a
Yes.
great smile.
Yeah, I'm not looking at his smile, Al, but okay, I don't even need his smile. So I'm going to definitely shag Laith. What a great name. And then I'm going to marry Ben. There's just something very, just yummy about his face. Like, he's got great lips. I could kiss those forever. Right? And so then that means I have to chop the first guy, Adian. He looks like one of my cousins that I had a thing with when I was a child, and it's just like it's a little
had a
creepy.
thing with?
Creepy.
Explain that.
Well, in Latin world, los primos se primen. Those are the first people that you kiss. They're the first people that you explore with. Is your cousin.
In a lot of worlds, girl.
In a lot of worlds. Yeah.
Wait, don't white people love that?
White people don't do that. White people don't do that for real.
Girl, white people swipe right on their cousins on Tinder. Let me just say that.
No, white people do brothers, we do cousins.
Oh, okay,
we try to separate
the gene pool by a little bit. A little bit, you know.
This is the first look at Al's face. He's like, ew.
Wow. All right. Jonathan, who would you shag?
I would.
There's no bears here.
Well, the Adian's photographer's a bear, so you see that?
Oh, you noticed that.
You're going to have
Point for
Adian
me.
introduce you to the
Point for me,
photographer.
Adian.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would marry Laith. Laith is gorgeous.
Yeah, he is beautiful.
And then I would shag Ben, and then I would chop Adian and keep the photographer.
Got it. And John, who are you shagging?
I'm going to shag the first one because I'd let Adian go dowling on me.
Okay.
That one's her. Wow. Get it.
You know I teach comedy and villains. Give you a discount.
I'm gonna marry Laith because I could wake up to those abs every single day for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And that means I have to chop Ben just because it's the only option left. But I'll take all 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you at Pride, baby.
See you at Pride. And Tarek, who are you?
I would marry Laith. I think he's the one I could take to Momi. Yeah, right? And then Ben is definitely the other guy, you know. When Laith gets annoying, you just go shag him.
Yeah.
Aiming for a healthy relationship here. And Adian Dowling, I guess you're chopped, bro.
Laith,
Sorry. I'll keep the photographer too. I need pictures of me shagging Ben. Yeah.
Adian's going to share that with his photographer of what we said tonight. Laith seems to be the winner. I'm really curious, before we move out of this, trans, a lot of trans in Guatemala? Is that?
Yes. Yes.
I'm like,
yes.
yep. I'm like, yep.
And
yes,
in
I
fact,
have. I'm sorry. No, I thought your question was trans.
Yes.
Have you had
the
them?
trans,
Yeah. I'm like,
the
yeah.
trans
One last
community.
week,
In fact, the cis, gay, or LGBT community in Guatemala is silent. They're terrified. They have to live incognito, they feel. So the only visibility we've had is trans, especially trans women. And there's actually a documentary called oh my God. It's about a group of trans prostitutes that tell their story, and they work in the most horrible neighborhood in Guatemala. But it became famous. This documentary is on
And it's
several
trans women for Guatemalan straight men.
Yeah.
in terms of
exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So many contradictions. So many
contradictions.
Right. All right. Well, let's move on. Before we end the show, we introduce you to our sponsor of It's Happening Out, and that's Jets Pizza. Are you coming to South Florida? Well, you've got to try this pizza of choice for our LGBTQ community.
Eat it.
Jets Pizza. This is.
Can we have that?
And they have cauliflower crust and lots of really great.
Oh yay! Oh yay! Cauliflower cross.
Yeah, healthy stuff.
Cross.
No, it's actually really good. I've tried it.
It's delicious.
It's got sausage.
Well, wow, such a stereotype. Well, that's it, South Florida. Another week with you and the world's first and most popular LGBTQ talk show in the world. Before we sign off, let's hear from our host for one final good night. And let's begin with a good night from Faye What?
Faye What? So good night, everyone. Thank you for giving me a place at the table every single week. I love doing It's Happening Out. We have so much fun. We talk about everything. Nowhere else on the planet will you find a show like this where there are 5 LGBTQ plus people representing our community and talking about all kinds of different things. So make sure you come back and see us next Wednesday. And then Monday and Wednesday, I am with Mr. Al Ferguson, and we do Queer News Tonight. Thank you so much for having us. Make sure that T-Door is this Saturday. Please take a moment and just think about those that we have lost in the last year, those that we have lost for a very long time, and just hold them in your heart. And to the rest of you that are coming down for Fort Lauderdale Pride, see you here.
Absolutely. And a good night from John Hayden.
This is a very special day. I want to say happy birthday to Tara Terrence, who's my mom. Today is her birthday. She has been amazing. We were chatting before the show and we had to cut it out short today because I had to come here and do this, but she's been so supportive of my television career. I love you, Mom.
Does she watch?
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, I'll send her the.
Hi, Terrence.
Sorry for messing with your son a lot.
Yeah.
Let's,
It's on purpose.
Let's make sure for
He has a nice head.
Tara Terrence that we wish you a happy birthday. And Tara, can we just say, I'll say it from my voice, but we'll say it from everybody at Happening Out Television Network. John works at Outclick magazine as an editor. He works at South Florida Gay News as a writer. He's the cover of South Florida Gay News this week and host at Queer News Tonight. So he covers all 3 of the media brands. And in many markets, that would be a competitive situation. You have raised a son that has done it so well that he can thread the needle through all of the organizations and do it seamlessly. Congratulations to Tara Terrence for raising the kind of son that you would be proud of on your birthday.
Snaps.
And a good night from Jonathan Casanis.
Well, good night, everyone. I just want to say I'm so happy to be here. This means a lot to us at Ford Miami and the family to be a part of, even though I'm the ignorant one of this panel, to be part of this prestigious, smart, very, very, very insightful. And
wait, you're not trying to get anyone to argue with you, are you?
I'm not. No, I'm not. But I do want to say that I'm glad. I love this partnership that we have. Please check us out at Ford Miami. We have our festival coming up in February, so nice little plug there. Gay Ocho Festival, that is. And also, check out my podcast, But Like Stop, with Miami's King of Pop, Robbie Elias. And see you at Pride. Love you guys so much.
And don't miss Jonathan Casanis' Just for Fans. It is fantastic.
There's nothing there, but you can check it out.
And
just go to my Instagram. It's just as bad. How about that?
Okay, I was going to say, well, what's the difference? And Tarek Turgeman, a good night from you.
Good pronunciation there. Thank you for having me out.
Did you just call me a white guy? Is that what you think?
No, sorry. I know that's offensive.
Yeah, for you. Sorry for you.
I'm sorry for you. Thank you for having me, guys. I really appreciate it, especially for giving Villain Theater a voice, because we are the place for queer people to go get involved
for our community.
Yes, we are the only venue and school nurturing queer comics. So I'd like to take the chance to remind everyone that we have a scholarship for people of color, Black people, and for trans people, because there's not enough of them in improv and in stand-up comedy, especially queer people of color, especially queer trans people of color in comedy. So we offer you that scholarship, so you don't have to pay for my stand-up class or the improv courses. And if you want to make your comedy dreams come true, trans people. Villain is the place.
Yeah.
Is that a good sale? Is that a good sale? We need more trans comics in South Florida.
Yeah.
And
Please come to
I was
us.
thinking in terms of what you said, you know, maybe I'll compete for that scholarship. And
Oh, wow. Wow. Look, Harry Styles.
There's not a teacher in hell that's going to teach you to be funny.
All the hate to you. All right. So, is what you watched tonight important to you? You sat right here at this LGBTQ kitchen table and participated right along with us. Look at all of the things that we have talked about in the last hour and 15 minutes. There's no place in America, in fact, there's no place in the world where this is going on. And we are all very proud of that.
Yes.
We are very proud of it. We're here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. live. Don't forget Queer News Tonight, daily at 8 p.m. We tell all of the news of the world live, and Hotspots Magazine found throughout Florida. Remember, if it's important to you, it's happening out, and it's Pride Week. Go out and show your pride. Good night, South Florida.